What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the very first video of 2020. And today's a super exciting video because we're finally picking up the Camaro from getting the heads and cam setup done at Excessive Racing Engines. So we're gonna go pick the car up, show you guys what it sounds like, and then afterwards come back home and talk about what the final cost was, because you might be a little surprised. But before we go do that, guys, I want to talk about something that I want to do for this year in 2020, and that is try to grow my channel. Of course, that is one of the things I want to do. And if you don't know, this is my 2003 Mach 1 Mustang that I bought, restored, basically brought back to life, and I'm going to be giving this car away. That is right, guys. The Mustang is going to be given away once we hit 1,000 Patreon channel supporters. If you guys don't know what Patreon is, it's a service that allows content creators like me a chance to get some extra income from my subscribers, from you guys. That'll help support the channel, help give me the necessary means to go on and do other things like travel and stuff like that to bring you guys amazing content. And for just $5 a month, you guys can be subscribed and become a channel supporter. And when we reach 1,000 channel supporters, guys, I'm going to be giving this Mustang away to one of you lucky 1,000. In the meantime, as the channel supporters continue to grow, every month I will be giving away something depending on the amount of subscribers we have. So, you know, early on it might be a $25 gift card, $50 gift card to one of you Patreons that sign up to the Patreon account. But as we grow and as the Patreon account grows with us, it will give me more income to be able to give bigger prizes. And like I mentioned, at 1,000 channel supporters on Patreon, when we get to 1,000 Patreons, I will be giving away my 2003 Mach 1 Mustang. So please spread the word. Please join me in Patreon and help me out, help me gain the ability to be able to give you guys things like this car. And who knows, if we can get to 1,000 channel supporters, maybe I can buy another car and give that away and do it that way. So I'm really excited, and I hope you guys are too. So please click on the description below to the Patreon account and become a Patreon. But for now, let's go pick up the car, and then we'll come back to the house and show you guys exactly what it costs and what it sounds like. Alright guys, so we're at Excessive Racing Engines. Definitely has a low for sure now. These guys knocked it out, got it in time, and now we'll be ready to go to the dyno. Everything here is good to go. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to tell that it's got ported heads or anything was really done to the car. Just really good work, man. Anyways, guys, gonna pay for this, and we'll talk some more. All right, guys, we're in the car. Let's start it up. So that is tour mode right now, and man, I love the shake on it. Oh yeah, sounding mean. Oh, when we'll get home and show you guys some more detailed sound clips in both tour and sport and all that, but for now, let's get home. All right, so initial impressions, I mean, it sounds good at a stop. I mean, the car is definitely kind of bucking a little bit. Usually when that happens, it means you can kind of, you want to go ahead and use a stall or something like that. But as you guys can see, my RPM is still only about 800 RPM. Still a little bucking and surging, but nothing that is over excessive that you can't, you know, have to really slam on the brakes on. But really smooth driving. I mean, just cruises along. And of course we are on just the base tune right now. Once we get it on the Pat G and his dyno, then we'll be able to get a much better drivability out of the car. But for now, I mean, the car is not bad. I mean, cruising at 40 something miles an hour at 1100 RPM and don't feel anything different. No bucking, no surging. Really happy. Let's get home, guys. All right, guys, we are back home. The car drives really smooth. I will say it does buckle and surge a bit at a stoplight, which I expected because this is, again, the most max effort cam that you can do. Great. I haven't been able to punch it because, of course, we are not fully tuned. This is just a base tune to get it to drive around. But let's give you guys this would be a warm startup in sport mode with the valves open. So sounds really nice. It's got a nice chop to it. I mean, just listen to it. Really, really nice. Comment down below, what do you guys think? How does this thing sound? It sounds awesome. So, God, man, I miss the sound of a cammed car. If you're a very, very early channel supporter, you'll know that I had a Pontiac G8 that was pro charged with a cam, and the lope that a cam makes is just awesome, man. Whew. Anyways, guys, now let's get on to the meat and potatoes, which is how much did all of this actually cost? Now, I've commented on a few of you guys that have asked how much this cost and given you guys the initial price. And oh, guys, let me tell you, that price that I've given some of you guys is not the final price. There's a few things with everything, of course, is you can get the base package, you can get this, or you can upgrade and do things, get better parts and so forth. And when doing a cam package, there are a bunch of things that you can upgrade and do that is maybe not necessary, but does give you some kind of peace of mind. So we're going to go over all that and give you guys the final pricing and why it costs what it costs to do the heads and cam setup on this car. All right, guys, so for excessive racing and engines price, I've got my phone here with all the parts, and we did do a lot of options, a lot of upgrades, but the base price for the DOD delete and the cam kit, not including the heads because those I provided myself, was $2,600. And that, of course, is your base everything. You don't have any upgrades or anything like that. It's just a cam and upgrade. So it's $2,600. So I'm gonna put that right here on the screen. Then, because I went with a custom spec cam by Pat G, TSP had a small upcharge for doing the custom cam versus their off-the-shelf cams, so that was another $125. So we're at $27.25. Then we decided while we're doing the work with this cam, we're going to be running it at high RPMs, and a big point of failure in some of these cars can be the needle bearings in your rocker arms. And that is a GM design. They've used needle bearings, and when those blow, I mean, those little needles go everywhere in your engine, and it's not a good thing. It can cause damage. So we went ahead and did a preventive upgrade with the Trunion kit, which is basically a solid bronze or solid piece of rocker that the rocker can roll on. That parts and labor was $450. Then we had an ARP balancer bolt, because I did put the ARP 10%, the ATI 10% underdrive pulley, and that was $50. Then we went ahead and did the ARP head bolts. Now this is an optional upgrade, it's not needed, but it goes and helps if you ever have to make any changes, like I will probably end up doing later on down the road. When you remove the heads, you don't have to pay for new torque to yield one-time use GM head bolts. Those were $200. Then these cars have a very expensive AC system or Freon system. They use a brand new 1234 YF Freon, and not many people have that system or the machines to be able to fill it up and service it. So this car had to go to the dealer to get the Freon serviced, and that was $325. So then we had an issue with the thermostat that the car had. Don't know if it got dirty or something, or it just was not, it was kind of popping and sticking, it wasn't working. So we had to get a whole new thermostat from GM, stock thermostat, for another $110. So we also had to get the oil and filter. These cars use 040 oil, Dexos 2, and we had to get that at a dealer. That was about $100. And then just a few other little things that we had to add. So eventually, basically, the belt, another $10 or $15. Total for all the work ended up being $39.90 or $3,900. I'll put that up. I'll do the math. And then of course we had taxes. So the final bill for this was about $4,400. And then of course you still have to add, I had bought the ATI underdrive pulley, which was another added option that was $500. And then we had the ported heads, which were $900. So all in all, guys, to do the heads and cam setup on this car cost a little over $5,500, or right around $5,500. So it's not cheap by any means, but I mean, that's just part of the stuff. We could have done it a lot cheaper. I could have saved myself some money with going on using just the regular head bolts that no upgrade, so that's $200 less. I could have saved money without having to do the underdrive 10% pulley. That's another $500. I could have removed that off so that's $700 that I could have saved there. I could have not done the trunnion kit, which was $450. So in all, guys, with the added little options and everything, I ended up increasing the total price of this build by around $1,000, or maybe a little bit more. So the heads and cam setup, yes, you can go to a shop and get it done for anywhere between $4,000, which is very cheap, really cheap for heads and cam setup, to up to $5,000. But keep in mind, you do have to think about other little things like the AC recharge, depending the way that the shops work, and you know, if you remove the engine, you basically have to release the AC system, from my understanding, and then so you have an AC recharge price, you've got all the fluids, oils, new belts, and all that. If you want to be kind of safe, the things that I would recommend for sure everyone do when you do a DOD and delete cam and even head setup is go ahead and fork the extra money over for the trunnion kit. That is the one thing that I will say that you should go for. If you're just doing heads and cam staying naturally aspirated, you don't need the ARP head bolts or the ARP balancer bolt in the front. I went ahead and had the whole I did the heads, I did the balancer, 10% underdrive, just a bunch of stuff that I did extra for this build. But in the end, it's going to be a peace of mind for me and for the car to be running much safer if in the case of something happened. So there you have it, guys. The total price to hear that beautiful sound, which I'll play once more here, is $5,500-ish, give or take, dollars. But again, that is with all the upgrades. I think it's worth it, guys. And then, whew, that is awesome. That is awesome. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope it was informative and hopefully give you guys an insight as to what it costs to get these things done. And a really huge shout out to Excessive Racing and Engines, because they went above and beyond. I mean, really hats off to them. They did everything really well. Had the car within a 5-day turnaround, which is amazing. Definitely give them a shout out. Their details will be in the description below, but if you live near Houston or even out of town and you want, they do work from all over the country. They get cars brought in, and they did an amazing job, guys. Very good job.